Good morning, children. Our next topic in this chapter is classification of SQL statements. So, SQL or SQL language statements, structured query language, is classified into four types of statements. So, all the statements which comes under SQL is classified into four different categories. So, all the statements which are used in SQL will come under all of these four categories. So, SQL is a language that is used to interact with the database. So, the SQL statements or commands that we type are the statements that are regarded as instructions to the database. So, all the statements in the SQL are the instructions given to the database. So, SQL provides different types of statements or commands for different purpose. So, these statements are data definition language or DDL, data manipulation language or DML, data control language or DCL, data transaction control language or TCL. So, you should remember all these four terms, that is data definition language or DDL, data manipulation language or DML, data control language DCL, transaction control language TCL. So, most commonly in our syllabus we learn definition language and data manipulation language, that is commands that are data definition language, that is DDL commands, and data manipulation language, that is DML commands. So, you will learn DDL and DML commands. So, our SQL, let us see what are DML and DDL. So, all the commands like drop, create, alter, these comes under DDL. All the commands like drop, create and alter comes under DDL, and commands like insert, update, delete comes under DML. So, we will see what are DDL or data definition language commands. So, what is a data definition language? So, DDL part of SQL permits database tables to be created or deleted. That is, to create a database or to create a table, we use create command. So, this create command comes under data definition language or DDL. Even if we want to delete the database or delete the table, we use the drop command. To delete a database or to delete a table or to delete a column, we use drop command. Not to delete a row. To delete a database, to delete a table or to delete a column, we use the drop command. Then to modify a column or modify a table, we use the alter command. So, this alter, create and drop will be applied on the will not be applied on the content. These DDL commands are not applied on the content of a table. It is applied on the structure of a table, that is what are the columns, what should be the column name, what should be the data type. So these are the structures of a table. So what should be the name of the data base, or what should be the name of the table, what should be the name of a particular column, what should be the size of the table, I mean size of the each column, that is how much characters of data can be stored in each column, so that which is the primary key. So all these things are the structure of a table or database. So all the commands that can alter or manipulate, or that can be used to create, delete or modify the structure of a database or table is called DDL. Suppose we want to insert a column or to insert a row, that is an information, or to delete a row or update a row, then it is not affecting any structure of the table. It is affecting only the content of the table, that is one content is added or one content is deleted. So that comes under DML. So whenever we make any change in the structure of the database or structure of the table, then that command comes under DDL. And if we make any change in the information stored in the table, then it comes under DML command. So let us see few of the DDL statements. So first DDL statement is create database. So create database is a command that is used to create a database. So before, in our computer there won't be any database. So for starting our MySQL program, MySQL state, so to start working with MySQL, we have to use SQL language. In that, the DDL commands, that is create database, so that we can first create a database, then only we can create tables in that database. So first step is, which is to create a database. For that, the command is create database. We can write it in both capital and small letters, because SQL is not a case sensitive language. So we can either write in small letters or in capital letters. So create database is a DDL command, because it is affecting what? It is affecting the database, the structure of the database, that is a new database is being created. Then the next command is use command. Use command is to open a database. After creating a database, we cannot create tables in that database directly. After creating a database, we have to open that database. After opening the database only, we can create tables in that database. So after the creating database, we have to open the database. So for that, the command is use command. So to suppose I have created a database, create database school. School is the name of the database that I have created. So with the use command, I can open that database. So use school. Then what happens? When this command is executed, the school database will be opened. When this command is executed, the use command is executed, the database name which is given will be opened. That is, use school means if there is a school database, then that database will be opened for us. So use command is also a DDL command to open an already existing database. After creating a database exists, so to open that, we have to use command. Then create table. So after opening that is after using the use command, we can create the tables in that database. So create table creates a new table. Create table command is used to create a table. Then suppose we want to add a column to that table, or to add primary key constraints or some other settings, so that if we want to change the column name, so for that we are making some modifications. For that the command is alter table command, that is we are changing the structure of the table. So this also comes under DDL. Then suppose we want to delete our database or delete our table. For that the command is drop. So here drop table command will delete the table. So drop database deletes the database. So all these commands comes under data definition language. So the DDL commands let you define the database structure and its related operations. So DDL provides a set of definitions to specify the storage, structure and access methods used by the database, and also defines proper and relevant data types. The next is data manipulation language or DML. So data manipulation language is a part of SQL that helps a user to access or manipulate data. Manipulate means make any change in the data. DML statements are executed in the form of queries, which are handled by the DML compiler. It contains a set of statements to retrieve the data from the tables of the database, then to insert data into the table, then to delete from the table, and then to update data from the table, update the data in the table. So let us see different DML commands carry out query processing operations and manipulate data in the database objects. Several DML commands are, first one is select statement. So select statement is a DML command which is used to retrieve information from this table. Suppose in the previous class I have told, suppose you want to get all the informations of the students who have secured more than 70% in their exam, 70 and above. So it is a query that we are giving to the database to retrieve the information that is stored in the table based on a particular condition, that is which marks are greater than 70. So for that we use select statement. To extract information from the table, it may or may not be on the basis of certain criteria, that is here we are giving the criteria that marks should be greater than 70. So these statements, there are certain syntax that you will learn in the upcoming classes. Then if you want to insert a student into the data, into your table, suppose new admission has come and you have to insert one student, so for that you have to use the statement insert into, which is used to insert a record or insert a row. So for only rows we use these DML statements, not for columns. For columns and for table and for database we use DDL statements, and for rows we use DML statement, because rows are the data that we are storing in our table. Just columns are not data. Columns are just what type of data can be inserted into that particular column. So column just defines the structure of the table, that is what should be the name of particular column and what should be the data type of the data that should be stored in that particular column and what should be the size of the data. So all these things are only contained in the column. So for changing or inserting a column, we use DDL commands. So because column is a part of the structure of the table, but row is not part of the structure of the table. Row is just the data stored in the table. So if you have inserted a record, and if you want few students, they after revaluation their marks have been changed, so you want to update their marks. So for that you have to use the update statement. So update statement will modify the mark content of the record. Then if you want to delete few students in school and you have to remove those students from the database, so you can delete the rows using the delete statement. So you can see, for deleting rows we are using the delete statement, but for deleting table or database or columns we use drop command. So drop command is used for deleting rows, columns and tables. For columns we use inside the alter table, we use the drop command, but for tables and databases directly we use the drop command. So these all you will study in the upcoming classes. So DCL and TCL commands are not there in your syllabus. Then next one is the difference between DDL and DML commands. So let us see what are the difference between DDL and DML commands. So DDL stands for data definition language. So DML stands for data manipulation language. Then DDL commands allow us to perform tasks related to data definition, that is related to structure of the database objects, that is tables and database. Then DML commands are used to manipulate data, that is records or rows in a table or relation. Then examples of DDL commands are create, alter, drop, grant, revoke, etc. Then examples of DML commands are insert into, update, delete, select, etc. Then DDL is not further classified, but DML is further classified into procedural DMLs and non-procedural DMLs. The next, so we have studied about what is SQL. So SQL is a language. Now next topic is MySQL. So what is MySQL? So MySQL is a DBMS, that is database management system. So it is a software. So it is a software which is installed on a computer, through which we can use database, store or retrieve data. And for storing and retrieving purpose we use a language called SQL. So MySQL is a software with which we can store data into the database, and for that, for communication purpose we use a language called SQL. So here MySQL is a relational database management system, that is RDBMS. That is, with the help of MySQL our data is stored into the database in the form of tables. So MySQL is called RDBMS, that is relational database management system. MySQL is one of the best RDBMS being used for developing various web-based software applications. So MySQL system works on client-server architecture, that is there is a client and there is a server where our database is stored. So it constitutes a MySQL server which runs on a machine containing the database. and MySQL database clients are connected to these server machines over a network. So let us see what is of MySQL database management system. So MySQL has the following advantages. First one is reliability and performance. So MySQL is very reliable and high performance relational database management system. It is reliable because it does not produce any error while programming. Then modifiable, being it is an open source software, that is we can download it freely from websites, and it is open source, that is its source code is available, so we can make any change, and it is modifiable, and we can recompile its associated source code. Then multi-platform support, that is multi-platform means it can be installed on any operating systems, several different platforms like Linux, Unix, Mac, Microsoft Windows, etc. Then powerful processing capability, that is it is very powerful, that is it can handle large amount of data, that is complicated corporate applications and processing requirements. Then integrity checks. MySQL provides various integrity checks in order to restrict user input and processing. Large amount of integrity checks are provided by MySQL, that is user should not enter any wrong data by mistake. Then authorization. MySQL provides DDL commands to check for user authentication and authorization by restricting access to relations and views, like DDL commands like grant and revoke, that is to give permissions for a particular person, that is who all can access a particular database. So these are the advantages of MySQL. Then let us see how to start a MySQL. So you can install MySQL. Then after installing the MySQL, how to start the MySQL? For that you have to go to your start in a computer, then from the all programs you have to select MySQL, then MySQL server, and then open MySQL command line client. So or from the search bar you can select write MySQL, and the MySQL command line client will appear. So you have to select that. So it will be a black screen like this, and you while installing you would have given a password. So you have to, while entering into MySQL, you have to provide that password, then only it will open up. Otherwise when we write any command, it will be closed. So after entering the password, the MySQL prompt appears where you start typing the SQL commands as shown. So in order to come out of MySQL application, you can type quit in front of the MySQL prompt. So this is MySQL prompt. So if you have to exit, you have to write quit. So quit will make you out of the MySQL command prompt, MySQL window. So in every MySQL statement, you have to put a semicolon to mark the end of the statement, and semicolon is the standard way to separate each SQL statements in the database system that allow more than one SQL statement to be executed in the same call to the server. Then SQL is not case sensitive, that is both small letters and capital letters are treated in the same way. Okay, thank you children. Try to install, you have to install MySQL and try to open this. Okay, thank you children.